drink them under the table and through the woods to grandmother's liquor cabinet we go. We go. We go. We go. I wish I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Instead, I wouldn't have opened my eyes wrapped around my toilet. And I lost my voice to screaming or smoking. Every morning I tell myself that I'm done with drinking, but in a couple of hours we all know I'll be drinking again. It's not my party, so I won't cry even if I want to. It's not my party, so I won't hit on or throw up on you. It's not my party, but do you guys gotta do coke off the TV? It's not my party, so I think I'll just stay home and sleep.
Welcome, one and all, to Downpour Radio. I'm your host, as always, Lightning Luke. Thanks so much for joining us. We have our weekly Coping with Dystopia pre-show on the show today, and we'll be exclusively playing music from the performers from tonight's live stream show. They'll be raising money for the Operation My Backyard organization, a charitable tax-exempt organization advocating for harm reduction and providing free supplies, including naloxone and safe for injection supplies, safe for smoking supplies, safe sex worker supplies, and fentanyl testing strips. Definitely check them out and donate if you can during tonight's show, which will be starting in just under an hour. But first, let's keep the music flowing here on Downpour Radio. We open the show with 2011 by Dollar Signs, one of tonight's performers. And up next, we have Last False Hope playing $2 Pints off their 2011 EP, The Shape of Bluegrass to Come. Thanks again for joining us. I'm still your host, Lightning Luke, and once again, this is $2 Pints by Last False Hope, and you are listening to it right here on Downpour Radio.
Put on my boots and grab some cash. Been on a bender and I plan to make it last. Call up some friends, we're headed out. Gonna be downtown and kick this crowd. Sitting in this honky tonk way
That was $2 Pints, played by Last False Hope, one of the performers on tonight's Coping with Dystopia live stream. You heard it here on Downpour Radio. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We've got a tight show, so we're going to keep things moving. Up next, we're going to hear from Brooke Pridemore. This is Listening to TPM off of their album Gory Details. It came out way back in 2014. Once again, Listening to TPM by Brooke Pridemore. You're hearing it on Downpour Radio.
Yourself on blocks in fighting form, and everybody loves you now. They're glad you're home. Story time, battle scars, yellow lines, track marks interspersed with loads of fun. It's the top of the rock, snow cap, you very nice. Little things gonna be alright. Broken-hearted monk, stare at the sun, wondering when your hunter's moon is fit to soar. And your friends say you're like an omnivore, only you are imbibing the spirit of the mess you left before. Top of the loft, string of sweat-soaked summer nights. You think every last little thing's gonna be alright. And the boss is always right. You're missing half the point of life. Standing on a darkened beach in Seaside Heights, listening to TPM, about to cross the bridge again, playing catch up where the pumps stay on all night. Bye-bye as you swore you'd go to hell before you dare go back for more. And this will almost always be your life, so you have to take the low parts with the high. This is the day after day, it's the same day kind of night. You think every last little thing's gonna be alright, and your body's broke but you're fumbling for the light, just thinking everything and 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 every last little thing's gonna be alright. See yourself on blocks in fighting form, and everybody loves you now. They're glad you're home.
Thanks for listening to Downpour Radio, everybody. That's Listening to TPM by Brooke Pridemore, one of tonight's performers on the Coping with Dystopia live stream. That's the 5th live stream, if you can believe it. We've been at this for 5 weeks now. We're going to keep things rolling because we got a tight show. Up next, we've got Davey Dynamite and Friends playing Jack and the Beanstalk off of their album Wait, W-A-T-T. That came out back in 2014. Once again, Davey Dynamite and Friends, and you're hearing it here on Downpour Radio.
Jack sits down in a cold chair, sweat on his face, matching the stare of a boss who sighs when he tells him, "You will no longer be working here." Now Jack walks down the sidewalk, wondering how to tell his wife and kids they're hungry and they need something more than this. So Jack walks into a pawn shop, takes the watch off his wrist. It's made of pure gold. His grandma gave it to him, he was 6 years old. The pawn man's eyes and tells him, you need this more than me, but here's 30 bucks and one magic bean. So Jack walks home, never off the phone, calling banks and credit unions looking for a loan. He's gonna make it through this year if it kills him. He finally gets home, pours himself a drink, wonders why the hell he sold his watch for a bean. I guess in times of desperation, you take anything. Jack plants the bean in the backyard, waiting for his family to come around. One more shot of whiskey and he's passed out on the ground. When Jack wakes up, there's a beanstalk. It's grown as tall as the world can go. So without a second thought, he starts climbing. He climbs all night and day. Yeah. He falls onto a cloud. If this is heaven, he thinks he'll stick around. When he looks up, he sees about 30 people, and they don't look like angels. He asks where they are, and they shrug their shoulders in unison. They said we lost all hope, so we climbed up these beanstalks looking for answers. But as you can see, it's just a bunch of clouds. Yes, and why are you still here? They said we're onto something. You see, we started thinking, we started talking. You see, now Jenny was a baker, and Tammy was a doctor, and John over here, yeah, he knows how to farm, and Laura knows computers, and Danny was an artist, and Mike was a mechanic till they cut him loose, and Ronnie was a teacher, and Grace knows how to sew, and Cheryl was an architect and knows how to build homes, and some of us white collars can learn a trade or two. Yeah, we can volunteer time and trade food for tools. Yeah, all of us are willing to sacrifice some time, learn from each other and live a modest life. So Jack, what do you think about our plans when we get home? We can skip that old economy and just live on our own. Anything you need, we'll find a way to get it. Anything you need is yours. Yeah, Jack thought about it for a while, till he said, right now, all I need is a chorus. And they sang.
That's Jack and the Beanstalk by Davey Dynamite and Friends. You can hear Davey Dynamite a little bit later, as he will be performing as a part of tonight's Coping with Dystopia live stream show. And we were just talking about one of the other artists who's playing today. This is Joe Jack Talcum. This is Dean's Dream off of Joe Jack's album Photographs from the Shoebox that came out way back in 2008. Probably the oldest thing we've played all week on Downpour Radio, except for, of course, our stretch time Take Me Out to the Ball Game numbers, which we try to keep pre-1980. But let's go ahead and play this next track. This is Joe Jack Talcum playing Dean's Dream. You're hearing it on Downpour Radio.
It's Friday night, cooking show with a horse meat dish. I had to stay in the freezer all Thursday Eve. Talking to that horse, I really had to go down to the sidewalk. The sky's all red and the streets filled with people from a high school band. I escaped to a theater to see a girl with long blonde hair, right down to there. I 5-0 at the steering wheel. Speeding away, we slide into a parking lot. Then all in slow motion, these tough guys appear. We argue and fight, and one pulls a knife. He hits me in the back, but I'm alright, I'm alright. I'm alright, I'm alright. I escaped to a theater to see a girl with long blonde hair right down to there. I escaped to a theater to see a girl.
That's Dean's Dream, played by Joe Jack Talcum. You heard it here on Downpour Radio. I'm still your host, Lightning Luke. Thanks so much for listening to Downpour Radio today, everybody. We are doing our Coping with Dystopia pre-show, and we're going to keep things rolling with the Red Flags up next. One of the performers from tonight. This is Totaled, a new track that came out March 5th by the Red Flags. You can find it over on YouTube after the show. And let's get right into it. This is Totaled by the Red Flags. You're hearing it on DPR.
The second tree that I headed
That was the Red Flags playing their new track Total, and it came out a little over a month ago, and they sound a little bit like a blend of Royal Blood and the White Stripes, somewhere kind of in the middle there with that kind of cartoony sounding voice and the more gritty guitar-driven riffs. Thanks for listening to Downpour Radio, everybody. We are about at the halfway point here, and that means it's stretch time at DPR. Once again, we're going to be playing another old version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. While you stretch your hands and stretch your legs, you can stretch your legs, lean on back, get ready for the second half of the show, and get ready for all the Coping with Dystopia music, all 6 hours of it that'll be coming a little bit later. Better get your stretch in now. And if you know somebody who might like Downpour Radio, drop them a line, stretch those fingers, and they'll be in the show just in time to catch the second half. But in the meantime, let's take it away with Leroy Holmes and his orchestra playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. You're hearing it here on this stretch time in you're hearing it here for stretch time on Downpour Radio.
The ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Well, folks, that was Take Me Out to the Ball Game, played by Leroy Holmes and his orchestra. That track, of course, a timeless classic, but that version of it was recorded in 1951. And you may find that I'm going to make a point out of this one, that in every single version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, they have sung the correct lyric, which is Buy Me Some Peanuts and Cracker Jack. Not Jacks, not Cracker Jacks, it's Cracker Jack. Look at the box, I swear to God. It's Cracker Jack, not Cracker Jacks. In the words of Squirrely Dan, I just don't think she needs an S's to be pluralizing those words. Thanks for listening to Downpour Radio. That was Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and we're going to get back to our regularly scheduled Coping with Dystopia pre-show right here. Up next, we have Proper playing Curtains Down, Throw in the Towel off of their 2019 album, I Spent the Winter Writing Songs About Getting Better. Once again, this is Proper, and you're hearing it here on Downpour Radio.
First off, I'd like to say I wanna apologize for being so bright. Just to get your attention, maybe a little bit of cash to put my gas tank Spend my whole life under daylights, cause that's where I wanna be. You might think it's a waste of time. How will I ever know if I don't try? And second, I'd like to say that this'll be a lot different than my first show. I'm streets ahead, the kid you knew, writing shitty songs 5 years ago. Doing it long enough to know I should be expecting still blows my mind. See kids pay for a show and spend the time texting. They say the news seems dead and that the crowd has died. There's always someone in the front row talking louder than I can even scream. They got something more important to say, or maybe we're wasting their time on stage. But if one person connects to just one thing I'd say, then that's enough for me, cause we're not just here to get paid. This is it, it's it for me. Spend my whole life under daylights, cause that's where I wanna be. You might think it's a waste of time. How will I ever know if I don't try? Least I wanna thank you for being here tonight to watch me make an ass out of myself under the spotlight. Can't top the last album, should have stayed an opening act. $10 words, $1 sentence, but with half the class attacked. Seriously, all the doubt aside, hope you don't mind if I share a few stories about my life. So buckle in, let's see how it goes. This is it, it's it for me. It's a waste of time. How will I ever know if I don't try? This is it, it's it for me. Survival and $100, cause that's where I wanna be. You might think it's a waste of time. How will I ever know if I don't try? This is it, it's it for me. Spend my whole life under daylights, cause this is where I wanna be. You might think it's a waste of time. How will I ever know if I don't try?
That was proper playing. Curtains Down, Throw in the Towel. Once again, off of their album that came out last year called I Spent the Winter Writing Songs About Getting Better. You can hear them just about everywhere music is streamed, and you can hear them tonight on the Coping with Dystopia live stream show. And we're going to keep playing music from tonight's performers. Up next, we've got Call and Complain playing their track SLVT. You're hearing it here on DPR.
Can't spell slut with an S-L-N-T. Gonna need a little you and a little bit of me. It's a two-way street, all you're gonna share, honey. I'm gonna give you a run for your money. Ho ho. With an S-L-N-T. Gonna need a little you and a little bit of me. Grab a coffee on the morning walk to shame. Wash it down with an empty cup of game. Uh-huh. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
is SLVT by Call and Complain. Speaking of the White Stripes, they had a little bit of a stripesy vibe to it as well. Call and Complain is one of the performers on tonight's Coping with Dystopia live stream. They're from Madison, Wisconsin. Definitely check them out later on the show, and we are running out of time, so we're going to keep things flowing here on Downpour Radio. I'm still your host, Lightning Luke, and up next we've got Bartees Strange playing A Reasonable Man, I Don't Mind. That's off of their EP that came out just a couple months ago called Say Goodbyes to Pretty Boy. Once again, this is Bartees Strang. I've been listening to too much King Strang. Bartees Strange, A Reasonable Man, I Don't Mind. You're hearing it here on DPR.
I don't mind losing a girl to herself. A quiet love is better than none. And I don't mind losing a friend to a friend. If only to be a reasonable man. And I don't mind waiting if it's for the best. A careful heart is better than none. And I don't mind painting my back with the past. Pictures in resolute pain, smoothing the laugh or the lane. But if it happens to you, the same kind of deal, I recommend fire instead of the fool. And I don't mind shaking your hand at the door. If only to be a resolute man. If only to be a resolute man. If only to be a resolute man. But if it happens to you, the same kind of deal, I recommend fire instead of the fool. And I don't mind shaking your hand at the door. If only to be a resolute man. If only to be a resolute man. If only to be a resolute man. If only to be a resolute man.
That was Barty's Strange playing A Reasonable Man, I Don't Mind. That again comes off of their new EP, Say Goodbye to Pretty Boy. You can find that just about everywhere where music is streamed. And hey, if you really enjoy the music today, I would definitely recommend going and following our new Spotify playlist called Downpour Today. It is updated every single day. I just dropped a link in our live chat so you can take a look at it. It is updated every day. We have a show with as much of the music that we can find on Spotify that we played in the show that day. And over the weekend, that's going to mean it's going to exclusively still be having the artists who are playing the Coping with Dystopia live stream. So if you really enjoy the show and you want to go back and keep supporting those artists afterwards, I would definitely say go follow that playlist and stream it over the weekend when you're trying to get your Downpour radio fix in as we're off the air. And then, of course, we'll be back with New Music Monday. On Monday, we're going to keep things rolling here. We're coming right up to the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Coping with Dystopia starts in 15 minutes, and we are going to keep you going with our pre-show here right now with MJ Bones, one of tonight's performers. This is Welcome to Dullsville off of their album Small Town Blues, a 2-song EP that came out last year. Once again, MJ Bones MJ Bones playing Welcome to Dullsville. You're hearing it on Downpour Radio.
Different, but what
Thanks for listening to Downpour Radio, everybody. That was MJ Bones playing Welcome to Dullsville, a track off of their 2019 EP, a 2-track EP that also has another track on it called Long Time No See, and the EP is called Small Town Blues. One of the refrains in that track, Welcome to Dullsville. Thanks for listening to Downpour Radio, everybody. We've got one more track we're going to play until we give you some time to get over to the Coping with Dystopia live stream, which you can find links for in our live chat. You've got the YouTube link, you've got the Facebook link, so you should be all set up. But don't forget to like and subscribe for Downpour Radio. We are here every single day from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. every weekday on the West Coast from 2 p.m. till 4 p.m. or whatever time that turns out for you. And of course, only 2 until 3 on Fridays like today because of our Coping with Dystopia pre-show. Thanks so much for tuning in for it. And here's one of our good friends who's playing on the show tonight. This is Mary Wander here to play it out on Downpour Radio. But first, today's edition of Downpour Radio was brought to you by Shoes. Shoes. Where are your shoes? Do you know where your shoes are? When was the last time you even needed shoes? Well, don't worry, friends. Shoes will be there for whenever Dystopia ends. Put on a pair of shoes and walk out into the world. Shoes, proud to sponsor today's Coping with Dystopia pre-show on Downpour Radio, and proud to present this next track, Lansing, Michigan by Mary Wander. Thanks again for listening, everybody. I'm still Lightning Luke, and I'll be back at the end of the weekend, and I'll see you over in the Coping with Dystopia live chat. You've been listening to Downpour Radio, and again, to take us out, this is Mary Wander playing Lansing, Michigan.
Road to hell is paved with good intentions, but I can't stop feeling like you'll never get it. If this is all, then maybe I deserve it. This is all, then maybe I'll keep on moving. I'm back from touring with my punk rock band, $100 in my hand. Walk around my hometown, I swear the trees are greener now. And I owe my mom $200 that I borrowed before I left. My phone broke a few days ago, so now I need a new one. And the dog needs food, my boyfriend screwed a girl while I was gone. My roommates trashed the house again, threw up all the wine. And all I want is to take my fucking $100 and get back in the car. Take me to Lansing. I can't fucking stand it here. Back to blank slate, screaming to the mic until I fucking disappear. All the moon runners feel like my family now. Take me to Lansing. I gotta get out of this town. You took me to breakfast to try to gain some semblance of composure. All I could do was write in my notebook and hope that it would soon be over. So smoke your fucking weed till you can't think, and I'll go sleep at April's. Go call so-and-so and what's her face and see how they make you feel. And I'm crying in the bathroom while you sing your soft songs. And I'm crying in the bathroom while you sing your soft songs. And I'm crying in the bathroom. I can't do this for long. And I'm crying in the bathroom we're still friends. All I want for you is to be happy, and I'll find happiness too in the touring van with my punk rock band in Lansing, Michigan. And here with all of you, take me to Lansing. I can't fucking stand it here. Back to blank slate, screaming to the mic until I fucking disappear. All the moon runners feel like my family now. Take me to Lansing. I gotta get out of this town.